Welcome, everyone, to the Two-Sided Truth Debate Podcast, where we debate it, defend it, and then you decide. A podcast where the facts are presented and you decide the winner. I am your moderator and host, Lisa Tracy. Our sponsors for this evening's podcast is The Flip Side with Lisa Tracy and Shy High Apparel. I'm so excited that you decided to join us this evening. Tonight, we have two debaters with opposing views, Tanisha Bowling and Aloma Callahan, debating on the topic, are all women beautiful at all shapes and sizes? So here are the rules of engagement. Our debaters have 4 subtopics/rounds to debate. With an additional sparring round, our debaters will get a chance to ask each other questions and respond. With the exception of the sparring round, each round is 8 minutes long, which includes debaters laying out their arguments and presenting their facts. And then they will both have a chance to respond before moving on to the next the next round. You, as the viewer, will vote. You will have a chance to vote on each round. We also encourage you to make comments in the chat, but we also ask that you are respectful with your comments. Our debaters have worked hard to present their topics and to debate. This message is to our debaters and our viewers. It's okay to be emotional and passionate, but we want to be respectful. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. However, you can only cast your vote on the twosidedtruth.com. So at the end of this debate, we will have a winner because you would have voted. So with that said, let's begin. All right. So I'd like to welcome our guests. We have Tanisha and we also have Aloma. Starting on my left, because that is how it always is. The person on my left starts first. Tanisha, introduce yourself. Tell our viewing audience a little bit about yourself as well as your position in the debate. And you got to unmute yourself. Don't forget about that.
I'm unmuted. Everyone, I'm Tanisha. I don't know why I'm never ready for the tell you about yourself. I don't like to talk about myself, but I would say military veteran, federal worker, a mom. I used to podcast Combat Divas podcast with my battle buddy, author. Um, just all around, just I don't know, a decent person. I just had a birthday, so yay me. So
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And what side are you on in the debate?
I am on the side of I do believe that women are beautiful in all shapes and sizes.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanisha. And I'm hoping that you'll be bringing your podcast back soon.
I'm working on
Um,
it.
yes. Aloma, thank you so much for joining us. Please introduce yourself. Tell our viewing audience a little bit about you and what side of the aisle you're on.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aloma, and thank you, Tracy, for having me.
No problem.
I am a fitness advocate. I love all things wellness, and yeah, I don't know what to say about myself. I'm a government employee, and I'm happy to be here. I am on
Awesome.
the opposing view.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm so excited that both of you all decided to join us this evening. I want to remind our viewing audience, remember your job is to vote. Go to the twosidedtruth.com to vote. You are only allowed to vote once without being subscribed or signed in. And guess what? Subscriptions are absolutely free. We don't spam you. We only send you one text or email a week, just letting you know on Tuesday, this particular debate is coming up at what time and a link so you can watch it. So don't forget to do that. Also, we've got something exciting happening on our debate platform tonight. Um, you've got a new opponent tonight, and he doesn't take sides, he doesn't have feelings, and he cannot be charmed. His name is Ardent. He's our new AI fact checker, and he is watching. And at the end of the debate, Ardent gives his version of the verdict on who he believes won. Viewers will still vote in each round, and the winner of the debate will be based on what the viewers say. However, so if you're watching on the debate platform, keep an eye out for Arden. So it's going to be interesting. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and then we'll get right into round one. The Two Sided Truth debate platforms let you vote for the best debater. Just click the Live Now, Watch Live Debate tab to watch an ongoing debate and explore the Active Voting Guide and Comments tab. On the Active Topic page, you can see the debaters and their current topics. Click a debater's name to cast your vote, and you can also change it anytime. Once a topic ends, the next one opens for voting. You can also vote multiple times. For extra help, check the Voting Guide tab and join the conversation by leaving comments and interacting with other viewers. All right, we are off to round one, our fire starter match. And hey, the tagline is light the match and state your case. Before we get started, I'll just give a little bit of historical relevance in terms of, are all women beautiful in all shapes and sizes? So, to understand this question, we have to look back, right? Beauty has never been a fixed concept. In different eras, it has constantly shifted. During the Renaissance, fuller figured women were often seen as symbols of wealth, fertility, and status. In contrast, the 1920s introduced a slimmer, more androgynous ideal. By the 1990s and early 2000s, thinness dominated Western media through fashion and entertainment. At the same time, beauty has also been shaped by race, class, and culture. Eurocentric features were historically elevated in Western societies, often marginalizing women who did not fit that mold. Fast forward to today, and we see the rise of body positivity movement, which challenges those long standing standards and pushes for inclusion across size, shape, and identity. But here is the tension. Are we genuinely expanding beauty to reflect diversity, or are we redefining beauty so broadly that it loses its meaning altogether? Because while messaging has changed, human behavior, attraction, and social patterns may not have shifted at the same place. Tonight, we are not just debating beauty, we are examining history, culture, psychology, and reality. So let's get into it. Subtopic number one, Tanisha, you were on my left, so of course you go first. What an honor! What an honor. So the
Woo, yay.
subtopic for tonight is beauty standards, inclusive or unrealistic. Are we expanding beauty standards to include everyone or redefining beauty to avoid excluding anyone? Tanisha, you have 2 minutes.
Man, that was like loaded. um, no, I do think that they are building the beauty standards to be more inclusive. I feel like it used to be like just strictly unrealistic. They want you to be a size zero. They want you to have big old boobs or a big old butt. No, no, you know what? I'm sorry, scratch that. Back then, big boobs and big butts wasn't the standard of beauty. It wasn't the aesthetic. I would say just far as your high fashion magazines, your hair commercials, your makeup commercials, and all of that was just kind of like one standard of beauty. But now I believe they're starting to move I mean, I feel like it hasn't moved that much, but I believe that now they're being way more inclusive. Even clothing brands are being more inclusive as far as body size and body positivity. As far as makeup, they have makeup now to suit all shades and all kinds. So mm, I believe it's it used to be super unrealistic, but now I feel like this moving it more into a realistic beauty positive what like positivity, beauty positivity. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm losing my I'm glad I'm running out of time because I'm losing my train of thought. But I believe I answered the question. I'm hoping because
Okay. All right.
sorry.
Okay, you're done?
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for your answer. Okay, I just want to let everyone know the polls are open. The polls are open. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, the whole 9 yards, but you can only cast your vote on the two-sidedtruth.com. You can only cast your vote on the two-sidedtruth.com. All right, Aloma, same question. Beauty standards, inclusive or unrealistic? Are we expanding beauty standards to include everyone or redefining beauty to avoid excluding anyone? 2 minutes.
Beauty standards are not unrealistic and are biological benchmarkers rather than social fabrications. Redefining beauty is a well meaning social project that ignores biology and objective data. By redefining beauty to include everyone, we aren't being more inclusive, we're being dishonest. We are ignoring the biological hardwiring that has guided human attraction for ages. True equality isn't pretending everyone is beautiful, it's ensuring everyone has rights and opportunities despite the fact that they aren't. The body positivity movement has been flattened or co opted by brands and influencers who use language of self love to sell products or medical procedures such as BBLs, fillers, and lip injections, etc., that actually reinforce traditional standards. For instance, when a woman decides to get weight loss surgery or BBL, whose standard of beauty is she trying to emulate? Because she's obviously trying to correct or modify or redefine her so called beauty by deciding to undergo such procedures. Research shows us that biologically, humans are naturally attracted to facial symmetry and specific body ratios, such as waist to hip ratios. These preferences are cross culturally favored because they signal genetic stability and hormonal health. This isn't a fashion trend, it's a biological signal of high estrogen and fertility. If everyone were beautiful, beauty would have no market value. The fact that it does proves it's a scarce commodity. If every shape is a circle, the word circle becomes meaningless. This is a distinction between value and beauty. This idea, this idea everyone is beautiful is a social sedative used to avoid the reality that some people are more aesthetically gifted than others.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for that. You beat the clock. I do want to let you know, Aloma, it wasn't like this before, but something is going on with your mic where it's staticky, and I'm not sure what it is. But you sounded a little bit staticky, a little bit robotic. So I want you to try to fix that or work on that while I go to Tanisha.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened, but I do hear like feedback and or whatever. All right. All right, you all. So listen, the polls are open. The polls are open for this subtopic. Tanisha, would you like to counter? If you're speaking, I can't hear you.
No, I'm
Oh, okay.
got
Would
some
you,
got other moving parts.
okay. Would you like to
uh,
counter?
um I do.
Okay, awesome. You have 2 minutes.
I mean, she said that was a mouthful. I feel like I feel like it was like a TED talk kind of feeling. Not no
Okay.
diss, but I would just say that my whole thing is just beautiful. Like everyone, like everyone is beautiful. But I'm like, but if you're measuring them to the media standards and all of that, then of course people are going to say someone is not beautiful. But beautiful is just more than an aesthetic. It's people's what people are attracted to. So like the definition of beautiful is pleasing the senses or the mind. So everybody don't have the same senses. I mean, if you get the five senses, yeah, everybody has it, but not even everybody has that. Because some people don't have that. Some people don't have a sense of smell, sense of sight, ears, taste, all of those different things. But everyone's mind is different. Everybody's taste is different. But to just market beauty to just boobs, booty, someone has eyes, but I'm like, beauty is all encompassing. Like, it just doesn't mean just a person's size. I'm like, somebody can see somebody and be like, man, that person has a beautiful smile, beautiful eyes. And it's what's beautiful to them, not necessarily what has to be globally accepted as what beauty is. So beauty, what everybody says beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So you can hold up this one measure and somebody may think different.
All right, you got
Okay.
caught that right in the nick of time. Right in the nick of time. All right, the polls are open, you all. The polls are open for this topic. You can only vote at the twosidedtruth.com, the twosidedtruth.com. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, but you can only vote here. You can also watch the debate live over here as well. So we love for you to come on over on this side at the twosidedtruth.com. Aloma, would you like to counter?
Sure.
All right, you have all of 2 minutes.
Does the sound a little bit better?
It's still crackling.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what that is. Are you on a headset? You want to stop the
No.
timer, Crystal? You are not on the headset?
No. Do I need to be?
No.
Okay.
Okay, speak again.
Is it better now?
A little. Go ahead. I'm not sure what you did, but it was staticky, but go ahead.
Okay. So she was mentioning, or Tanisha, excuse me, had said that there are different standards basically of beauty. Like people have different preferences. So if there's different preferences, everyone's preference isn't going to be the same, right? So if everyone doesn't have the same preference, someone's got to be attractive and unattractive. In order for good to exist, we have to have the counterpart of bad in order to measure it, right? So if I'm saying that beauty is subjective, if I'm saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, if I'm saying that beauty is not limited to X, Y, and Z, then there has to be an A, B, and C. So that means that everyone can't be beautiful. And yes, when we're talking about beauty, yes, someone can have a beautiful mind, but I think that we're talking about, well, I'm debating the outer appearance. I'm debating appearance, right? So if I'm talking about someone's appearance, when it comes to, let's even say, attraction, I don't know what that person's mind is like because I haven't spoken to them. I've just seen them, and I find that person attractive based on what I see, right? That's an aesthetic. They have an aesthetic that is pleasing to my eye, and that's why I'm interested, right? We don't always go that deep. Yeah, someone's mind can be beautiful, but just because their mind is beautiful doesn't necessarily mean that aesthetically they're pleasing. And I think that there are levels to it. I think that people want to feel good in different, in all of their, people want to feel good about themselves, and they don't want to be considered, or they don't want to be rejected, and they don't want to be considered something that doesn't feel comfortable for them. And this is really just about making me feel comfortable with my, not the time is running out.
Oh, you know what? That probably is the issue because I'm not sure what you're looking at. Do you have 2 screens
guys hear
open?
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you right here. I can't hear you. I can't hear you through StreamYard, but I had to pull it up. But I pulled it up on my phone and I can hear you through my other phone.
That's probably the issue. It's interfering. It's causing interference.
I don't know
At,
what's going
at one
on.
time, at one time you were able to hear us when we first started, right?
Oh, but
so you
it's
may-
because correct. It's because I can't hear Tanisha if I don't have it on this other phone. I can't hear her comments. I can hear everyone else but Tanisha.
Okay, and you were able to hear Tanisha at first, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on, but I think that other thing is having interference. So maybe if you turn that off and then go out of the studio and then come back in, maybe it'll be better for you. Because we'll still be here. Because it's causing interference in the show.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll turn this off.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can go back out and then come. Yep. Sorry, you all. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. It happens. While that's happening, my producer is going to let her in. I can ask Tanisha, because that is going to be really the end of that round. I can ask Tanisha her 30-second question. All right, Tanisha, 30 seconds. If beauty includes everyone, what defines beauty anymore?
I feel like it
30
just can't.
seconds.
I kind of feel like it just can't be really like it's I feel like it's undefinable. Like I feel like you can't really. I feel like you can't really define it. Because you can find like it's all about preference. You can find beauty in everyone. If we're just talking about aesthetic, it could be beauty in everyone. So I'm sorry, let me see the question. What was
The
I got about like
question,
18 some odd seconds.
if beauty includes everyone, what defines beauty anymore?
Okay. I feel like just personal. You define beauty. You
Okay.
don't need no one to tell you what beauty is. You define your own beauty.
All right. Thank you so much for that. All right, Aloma, you're back. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you unmute yourself?
She's gonna have to go back out and go back in, probably. Like I
She's
did,
on
because at
mute.
first I
Okay.
couldn't hear you all.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Speak. I can hear you.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes. I only through.
You can hear them through my phone. This the thing.
Wait, can you hear me?
I did at one point, but
I can hear everyone now.
okay, great. That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to put you back on the screen. All right. Much better. Okay. So 30 seconds to answer this question. Can standards evolve without losing their meaning?
I don't remember that being a question, but
It's not. It's my question.
Okay.
It's my question that I ask you. 30 seconds.
can standards say that again, please?
Yep. Crystal, can you rewind that back?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can standards evolve without losing their meaning?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think standards can evolve without losing meaning. So the standard of beauty, for example, it can evolve. That means like, what does it look like? The standard of beauty can evolve. There can be a new definition for it. People grow. We're always evolving. Things are always changing. So absolutely.
Thank you for that. All right, moving on to the next round. But before we move on to the next round, because my producer is going to play my graphic for the next round, I do kind of want to go to some of these comments here. So Someone says all women ain't beautiful. Next, the other person says all women ain't beautiful. And the other person says all women are beautiful. Beautiful women are beautiful. Ugly women are ugly, period. This is Anson BTW. Okay. Women are beautiful in all shapes and sizes. And then someone else says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty defines those who find beauty in everything, and it depends on the standard. All right. Okay, we're moving on. Round 2. And round 2 is trial by fire. Face the heat and defend your position. It looks like we have everything intact, sound, and everything works. All right. Round 2. Preferences and attraction have long been influenced by both biology and society. Evolutionary psychology suggests humans are drawn to traits associated with health and reproduction. However, history also shows that preferences are shaped by media, power structures, and exposure. For example, colonialism and global media spread Eurocentric beauty ideas across many cultures, reshaping local standards. So, subtopic number 2 is preference versus discrimination. Is saying everyone is beautiful a fair belief, or does it ignore natural human preferences and attraction? And before I move on, I want to let everyone know the polls will be closing for the previous subtopic, and they'll be open for this subtopic coming up. And you can only vote on the two-sidedtruth.com. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to us. Subscriptions are free. Free 99. Free 99 is always the best. Aloma, preferences versus discrimination is saying everyone is beautiful a fair belief, or does it ignore natural human preferences in attraction? 2 minutes, Aloma.
It ignores human attraction and preferences. Naturally, we're going to have our own preferences. Naturally, we're going to be attracted to certain things. The human brain does not treat all body types equally. We use physical appearance as a shortcut to judge character and personality. So when we see somebody, for example, who might be extremely obese, someone might judge that person and say that they're lazy. And then when we look at somebody who is fit and in shape, who's possibly the same age as that person who's obese, we're going to say that person lives a healthy lifestyle. That person must be active. That person, has discipline. And that's attractive, right? Those are markers of attraction. I think sometimes, we want to be so comfortable in the areas of life where we know we can do better, that we want everyone to make us feel good instead of facing reality. The reality is that your body is a walking billboard. And so what does that billboard say? Right? And if I see a billboard and there's a, good looking steak up there, I might want to go there. But if the steak is looking the picture of the steak doesn't look appeasing, then I'm not going to want to eat it. And I think likewise, like, it's a fallacy that all shapes and sizes and all people are beautiful. That's not the case. We have these judgments, we have these preferences, which we're entitled to. I'm entitled to, be attracted to someone who takes care of themselves and who is fit and who has the same values that I have when it comes to wellness and health. And I shouldn't be shamed or seem and it shouldn't be awkward that I'm not attracted to somebody who doesn't care as much about their health and their wellness.
Okay, Aloma, thank you so much for that. All right. The polls are open, you all. The polls are open for this topic. Have you voted? If you have not, come on over to the two-sidedtruth.com so that you can vote. Subscribe to us. You can only vote one time anonymously. However, you can vote in multiple rounds if you subscribe to us. Subscriptions are free. All right, Tanisha, preferences versus description. Is saying everyone is beautiful a fair belief, or does it ignore natural human preferences and attraction? 2 minutes.
I say it's a fair belief. Just like saying other body types can't be beautiful at all. like at all is a big claim. Like it's very hard to prove. Like it's so broad because beauty, I feel like beautiful and beauty in itself is so broad. It cannot be contained into like one small thing. But as far as discrimination, it's been so much discrimination as far as like what your preference are, what you believe is beauty. Like it's been programmed into you, whether you paying attention to it. Like you've been programmed all the way from the time you got here, when a baby is able to start to look and grab towards people in the world. Like it's been like a lot of the things is programmed into you at childhood of what how people reactions are towards people who are thinner, or aesthetically the beauty or what they deem as beautiful, or and have people roll their eyes or scoff at people who are of a larger size. They're automatically deemed as unhealthy. They don't take care of themselves, they don't love themselves. And I would say, for example, like a big time celebrity like Lizzo. So Lizzo, she was big and proud and sparkly, just, strumming her flute, and she was proud of her size. She seemed confident. She seemed just love living in her skin. But then once you present yourself to the world, you have a lot of eyes. You got a lot of people that was uplifting her, and then you have a lot of people demonizing her for her size, to the point to where she wanted to quit the industry because of the heavy bullying and body shaming. So, but I mean, but you can point to so many people globally, or just, and they can say that that woman is beautiful. But just because a lot of people, because we were programmed that way, they deem that she's not when she is.
Okay, thank you so much. All
Mhm.
right. The polls are open, you all. The polls are open. Please cast your vote at the two-sidedtruth.com, the two-sidedtruth.com. Subscribe to us. We are streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, all of the above, but you can only cast your vote on the two-sidedtruth.com. Aloma, would you like to counter?
Yes,
All right, 2 minutes.
I absolutely agree, Tanisha. We should treat everyone with human dignity and respect, regardless of their looks, rather than lying to them by saying they fit an aesthetic standard when they clearly do not. We should be honest with them. So, for example, you mentioned Lizzo, and she was so happy being very obese because she was very obese. She went on a journey of losing weight. So why did she do that? If she was pleased with being fat or being obese, she did that because she wanted to be appealing. She didn't like carrying all that weight, and it was unhealthy for her. And she probably had mobility issues. When you have this excess weight, it's not even just about being beautiful. What about the fact that let's let's just say I'm overweight and I feel like I'm beautiful. Am I beautiful when I'm walking with an oxygen tank, when my needs are when my heart is working overtime and I've got to take all this medication and I have to walk with a cane and I have all these issues because I have really a lack of discipline. That's what it is. But I don't want anyone to point that out. I just want to be beautiful at any size. I want to be beautiful no matter what, even if I have an addiction to food that needs to be addressed. Or what about the fact you talked about programming? Maybe just like it's a program to think that I have to be a certain aesthetic to be beautiful, maybe it's a program to think that I don't have to be, right? What is wrong with being healthy? What is wrong with actually being fit? Is it because it requires intentionality? I have to be intentional about what I'm eating. I have to hold myself accountable. I have to, actually care enough about myself to say I deserve to live a quality life. And a quality life is not carrying excess weight to the point that my skin is actually stretching.
Okay, thank you so much. You can cast your votes on the two-sidedtruth.com, the two-sidedtruth.com. The polls are open. Tanisha, would you like to counter?
Um, yes, because so we
Two
just
minutes.
thinking like just far as just size, right? But we can't really dive too far into what their mental is, because a person can really absolutely believe like, hey, I'm confident, I don't care what people think. And then yes, so Lizzo, she did go on that, she did go on that journey, but it's like, but it came to a whole bunch of bullying, psychological bullying. Like it just really got into her head, and it gets into many people's heads because they feel like, well, shit, well, maybe I can't be successful if I don't look like this, and maybe I can't get a mate, or maybe I can't get friends, or maybe I can't get this, that, and the third. But it's literally somebody for everybody. Like you can, and yes, sometimes people can be unhealthy, but sometimes a person can be a certain size. Now, I'm not saying 3, 4, 500 pounds, because at some point, there is some unhealthy habits, there's some unhealthy things that they're doing to do with their bodies. But then watching shows like My 600 Pound Life, knowing that it's so much beyond just a person eating themselves to death. It's so much going on. It's so much trauma. It's so many things that feed into that person being a certain particular size. But even on those shows, somebody still found them to be beautiful. Even when they started off at when they met the people at 2, 3, 4, 500, whatever pounds, somebody deemed them beautiful. Because I kid you not, damn near every single woman on that show has a mate that finds them beautiful, whether they shoving the food in their mouth and they still rubbing their back, and they still find them to be beautiful. So I feel like the same thing I'll continue to say is, yes, they are beautiful at all shapes and sizes. And you can't point to one person and say that universal 100% everybody around the world's opinion to say that person is beautiful. They're going to find a flaw.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, the polls are still open for a few more minutes for this subtopic. Please cast your votes at the twosidedoftruth.com. Aloma, 30 seconds for this question. Can societal influence shape what we find attractive?
Absolutely. I think that, like Tanisha mentioned, there definitely is programming, um, celebrities, television, all of it, the radio, podcast, all these different social outlets are telling us who to be, and it's important to have your own mind. It's important to think for yourself. It's important to know who you are and align with those values, and not who and what society tells you or look like.
Okay, thank you for that, Aloma. All right. Tanisha, 30 seconds. Are preferences truly personal or socially conditioned?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it could be both. Like, because it's like, why do you prefer it? Like, why do you prefer a woman with long hair weave down her back, and why do you prefer a woman with big old chest, or why you prefer a woman with a big old booty? It's because you get a whole bunch, like your peers, you get the people online and say like, yeah, that's the standard, that's the beauty, that's beautiful right there. So it's it could be, I believe it could be both.
Thank you so much. All right, you all, guess what? We're at round three. Round three. And at round three, whoo, baby, it's the crossfire and pressure point. This is where arguments get tested and they crack under pressure. All right. Altering appearance is not new. In ancient Egypt, both men and women used cosmetics to enhance their features. In Victorian times, corsets reshaped the body to fit societal ideals, excuse me. In modern history, the rise of plastic surgery in the late 20th century, along with social media in the 21st century, has accelerated access to and demand for aesthetic enhancements. All right, Tanisha, we are back on you. Subtopic number 3, natural beauty versus enhancement culture. If all women are already beautiful, why is the demand for cosmetics enhancements still rising? 2 minutes.
Forgot to unmute. Back to programming, back to media, back to the media with their narrow standards of beauty. So if you see that, like, the woman with the BBL and the boot and the big old booty and the lips and all of that stuff, and you see them all in the videos. You see them on the arm of like the elites, the beautiful celebrities. You see that like it's all programming. I would say your natural self. I will always say natural self before I would say go under the knife, but you do what you want to do for your own self. Whatever you feel is will make you feel good on the inside, but a lot of it is trying to meet the standard of that programming. But I believe that they don't need it. I would say natural beauty over anything, but the 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 beauty industry is in the billions because a lot of women just don't love themselves and they're falling victim to the societal programming. Victims like you have to victims to the point where they're no longer on this side of on this side of the world, like they're in the ground somewhere or ashes spread it somewhere because they didn't love themselves enough to just be okay with their natural beauty and decided to risk their lives to go under a knife. So I believe that culture is extremely problematic, but they continue to blow it up. They continue to highlight it. It's on your Instagram. It's on your Facebook. It's on your X.com. It's everywhere. It's on the billboard. It's literally everywhere, 24/7. You wake up to this level of programming, but that's the reason why it's on the rise, and they're making billions off of women because of this unrealistic standard of beauty makes them hate themselves.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tanisha. All right, the polls are open for this subtopic. The polls are open. We
I
are
can't hear
streaming
you.
live. You can't hear me? Okay. We are
I'm
streaming
gonna go out and come
live.
back.
You can't hear me? Okay. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. But you can only cast your vote on the two-sidedtruth.com. You can only cast your vote on the two-sidedtruth.com. Aloma, natural beauty versus enhancement culture. If all women are already beautiful, why is the demand for cosmetic enhancements still rising? 2 minutes.
The rising demand for cosmetic enhancement serves as a market proof that individuals and society do not actually believe all bodies are equal. Statistically, in 2024, nearly 38 million aesthetic procedures were performed globally. That's a 42% increase from the previous 4 years. This economic reality suggests beauty is a scarce and valuable commodity. If every woman were already considered beautiful, there would be no logical reason to spend billions on corrections. While body positivity advocates for universal beauty, the digital world is still obsessed with the perfect filter, and based on the statistical surgical trends, women are buying it, literally. Procedures like the BBL, which has one of the highest mortality rates in cosmetic surgery, are increasingly viewed as routine self-care rather than serious medical operations. Research also consistently shows us that, actually, don't want to state that. In 2025 and 2026, experts have noted a shift. Have noticed a shift. Currently, we're seeing more of a wave of skinny BBLs. We're seeing a BBL reduction. We're seeing more BBL reductions, and the natural silhouette is coming back into style. For example, the rise of GLP-1s. People are not wanting to adopt this like voluptuous look. They want to be fit. They want to be healthy.
Okay. Thank you for that. Awesome. All right. Tanisha, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I had to go out and come back in.
Okay, awesome. Would you like to counter?
Yeah.
Okay, you have 2
Um,
minutes.
I would say that health. I mean, yeah, everyone. Hold on, let me, because it's like just going to like the reductions, people are understanding that like they're doing reduction surgeries, and I've seen plenty of celebrities like K Michelle and Black China, and now they're reducing their body because trying to fit the standard, the media standard or social standard of beauty made them sick,
Mm.
made them trying to fit into something, made them very sick. As far as people want to, it's nothing wrong to want to be healthy. So if you a certain size and you want to get smaller and as for your own health, I'm like, that's fine. But if you're trying to be like, all right, I'm gonna stick myself and I'm inject myself just so I can be skinny to be appealing, then that's a problem. It's a lot of people's issue with the obsession of trying to fit a look, but you will never fit everyone's look. You have to find the beauty in yourself. You have, and then find the beauty in others. And yeah, preference wise, like no, every person that walk past me, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm because I'm not attracted to everybody. But that one person that I don't feel that innate attraction to, somebody else does. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, everybody is beautiful, but when people start to mutilate themselves, they doubt that beauty within, they doubt their own beauty far as outwardly, and then they doubt that beauty inside themselves. Because widely, the person that's been widely talked about, even what's that, Lil Kim, a lot of people, I mean, of course, a lot of people didn't think she was beautiful, but she is beautiful, and she started to mutilate herself. So that speaks to another issue. It's like, yeah, another person can find you beautiful, but if you don't find yourself beautiful, then
Okay. Thank you so much. Aloma, would you like to counter?
Sure.
All right. 2 minutes.
Um, I agree that some of the people, especially celebrities that we see who have undergone surgery, I think it was more of a trend. Again, going back to programming, monkey see, monkey do, and when you don't think for yourself, you see all these people in your social arena. So in the celebrity arena, everyone's getting cosmetic surgery. Maybe I need to do that because I don't really know who I am, so I'm going to do that and I'm hurting myself. And then I need to course correct because I realized that wasn't really who I was and that doesn't really fit who I am. And now I have more complications than I did prior to the surgeries. So now I'm getting reductions and things of that nature. For me, I think it's best to just be natural. I think that food was created, for example, food was created for nutrition. And I think it should be used that way. You don't live to eat, you eat to live. And I think that whatever that natural body is, that's what needs to be maintained. And that is that is aesthetically pleasing. That is beautiful. God made you that way. God doesn't make mistakes. He didn't make you to be 200 pounds. Or, for example, I'm just saying, like, anything that causes your body to stretch, for example, that means that you're out of bounds. That's why the body has the stretch marks, because you stretched what wasn't supposed to be stretched. That's why you have those marks there. And now I'm just saying, like, I'm not coming for anybody. I'm just, using that as an example. People, they get these enhancements because either they're not taking care of themselves or they want to look like something else, and the mental.
Sorry, but thank you for that. You'll have, if you want to save that thought for the last round, you'll have a little bit more time. All right. Let me go to some of these comments. The subtopics for this round will be open just for a few more minutes. All right. Okay, so a few people. Michael says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Tariq says, wow, Aloma is making a lot of sense. Oliver Kane says, Lizzo is a terrible example. She was boasting living in an unhealthy lifestyle. Demetrius says, did she really use Lizzo? So we were programmed. So how did she beat the programming? And then they said, now Lizzo has changed course. Um, bullying or she got tired of gasping for air. There's no justification for glorifying obesity. All right. And let me go to the other chat. Someone
I
else
want to say
says
something
Lizzo.
about that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone else says Lizzo being hefty and extremely obese was not inspirational or beautiful. They covered their low self-esteem with band-aid off with the band-aid of self-aggrandizement and blind sisterhood support. Her and comedian Monique. Everything Jesus created is beautiful. Every woman may not be attractive to every man, but every woman is beautiful, period. Society standards change like time. Makeup sucks. Women don't need enhancements. They were created naturally beautiful. Marcus also says the demand is rising because women are being told they aren't beautiful and believe it, comparing themselves to others, consistently being taught they aren't naturally beautiful, and it's a money grab. All right. So, Tanisha, I know you got something to say, but I'm going to ask you to save your comments for round 5. All right. We're moving. I do have a few questions for the both of you for round 3. All right. The polls are open for the subtopic for just like another minute and a half. So if you haven't voted, please come to the twosidedtruth.com so that you can vote. All right. Aloma, is enhancement always tied to dissatisfaction? 30 seconds.
Mm, I mean, I think so. I mean, the only reason why you want to change it or modify it is because you're not happy with it. If you were happy with it, why change it? Why modify it? Sometimes, and I think that too, in addition to that, it could be just the fact that it's easier. It's easier for me to pay for a service than to actually work on myself and ask myself what got me, what
Go ahead, finish your statement.
or what's creating the discomfort, with what's creating that discomfort within myself, like actually searching and figuring it out versus going to pay somebody for something for that quick fix.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. All right, Tanisha, can someone embrace natural beauty while changing it? 30 seconds.
Um, yes, I think that they can embrace natural beauty while enhancing it because you have to define like what's the enhancement. Are you thinking like you talking about cosmetic enhancement, or are you talking about enhancement to where you wear a bra to where it just pushes up your boobies because your boobies sitting a little low and you just like the way it look in your shirt? Or is it you adding just a little lipstick or a little bit of gloss to just give you a little bit of shine? It doesn't mean that I'm not happy with my natural lips. I just want a little bit shine, you know. I just want to look a little brighter.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for that. All right, we are moving on to round 4. And round 4, guess what? You are in the inferno. It is the final blaze. The flames are high, either rise or get burned. Throughout history, attraction and partnership have often followed visible patterns. In many societies, marriage and relationships were influenced by status, fertility, and appearance. In modern times, dating apps and online platforms have made preferences more visible, often revealing consistent patterns in what people find attractive. This creates a real world tension that is still debated today. Do religious teachings about I'm sorry, that was wrong. I'm sorry. So, subtopic number 4, impact on relationships and dating. Does the idea that all women are beautiful actually hold up when it comes to real world dating and attraction? And I'm trying to see, first it was Tanisha, Aloma. All right. This question is for Aloma. Impact on relationships. You're going first. Impact on relationships and dating. Does the idea that all women are beautiful actually hold up when it comes to real world dating and attraction? 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry about that. Physical attraction is multifaceted and physical attraction is a multifaceted phenomenon influenced by a combination of evolutionary biology, cultural standards, and individual psychology. While it's a significant factor in initial dating decisions, often carrying more weight than traits like intelligence, education, its relative importance shifts as relationships mature. In real world dating, physical attractiveness is the single most predictive factor for whether a second date or a match even occurs, often weighing personality, education, and intelligence secondary. For example, on platforms like Tinder, research shows that above average attractiveness is a prerequisite for a significant success. Speed dating data provides studies to speed dating studies Speed dating data provides studies of face-to-face interactions, constantly showing that people rely almost exclusively on observable attributes like attractiveness, height, and age to make initial romantic evaluations, even when they claim to value internal traits. The claim that all body types are equally desired is is contradicted by evolutionary biology, which shows that certain traits act as honest signals of health. Um, the impact, impact dynamics on relationships. Attractiveness continues to influence the trajectory of a relationship long after the first date. Studies have shown that couples show both in men and women a higher commitment when they perceive their partner to be attractive, actually.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. All right, Tanisha, same question for you. Impact on relationships and dating. Does the idea that all women are beautiful actually hold up when it comes to real world dating and attraction? 2 minutes.
Let me see that again. Um, yeah, I believe it. I mean, mm, it does impact dating, but I feel like I mean, even with all the data that she shared as far as dating apps, when you're marketing yourself on these dating apps, you're still marketing yourself to those other people who have been programmed as to what their standard of beauty is, their preferences, and they get to check through you like cattle, or just like they strum through an app for clothes or whatever, and they can just find their preference, and it's going to be some things they don't like and some things they do like. I think that women of a larger size, they do I don't believe that they get a fair shake, but are you really looking for a fair shake when you're marketing yourself to people who share a narrow view of what beauty is? So I would say shows like they're trying to get away from that as far as like dating shows like Love is Blind, even though the people that they line up on those shows is very skewed on what because they still falling and trying to conform to those beauty standards, because you still haven't seen nobody on there that a female on there that's like over 250 or maybe over 300 pounds looking for love and just trying to find somebody with just their personality. So I do believe that you just all people that's all women rather, because we're talking about just we're basically talking about just women. Just find your people, find like the things that you're interested in, to find your weird, find your quirk, like people that go to comic cons and people find love at comic cons because they're not bonding over your size and all of that. They're bonding over like-minded things like comic books and characters.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Aloma, would you like to counter?
Yes,
2 minutes.
I hear a lot about programming, and I agree to an extent that a lot of who we are can be influenced by external things, people, conversations, etc. But if everything is influenced, if who I am and the decisions I'm making is influenced, when do I take accountability or ownership for preferences, right? When do I say that this is what, where is the authenticity? How, if everything is going to be considered, well, you're that way because of programming, or you feel that way, you think that way. Well, what is the opposite? Do you think and feel that way because of programming also? Or can I have my own preference, and can that preference be okay if it's not you, and if it's not your aesthetic, and if it's, you know, if it doesn't align with your idea? It doesn't have, like, for me, I don't think that because I can have an idea that's counter to your idea or ideology, that it's because I'm programmed, because then that means it's the counter that you're not. It's the counter that is people who don't believe that way. Is it not? Are they not also programmed? Because you could be living through a program too. Well, the program says that, you know what, anybody who, let's say, isn't perceived as beautiful by society, we're gonna give them a pass, because who knows what's going on? They could be dealing with depression. Well, go see a therapist, right? Go get help for that. If it's a mental thing, go get help to get well, instead of, I need to show you, I think everyone deserves grace and empathy, but I need to give you almost like,
Finish your statement.
it's almost like I got to give you a pass for being not incompetent, but, you know, not taking ownership of the areas of life that you need to work on.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tanisha, would you like to counter?
I would just say, I'm like, everybody is just, and like, no one's perfect. Everybody is not for, and everybody is not for everybody. You're not gonna like everything, but to say, I'm like, but everything would be, I lost my train of thought, but I literally lost my train of thought. Like, it was there and then it just went. I don't know. Like, you just not, it's not giving nobody a pass. You're not really giving them a pass if they don't meet like a particular type of standard. You're not giving them a pass, or like a person not taking accountability. I can even say some stuff that I'm programmed to believe is one thing and not the other. But then it's also self-reflecting and recognizing that in yourself. It's like, okay, so why don't you like that? You don't like that because of this, or you don't like it because of that, or why don't you like this or whatever. So I mean, I would say, me personally, I can't speak to the entire world, but I mean, a lot of people can't take accountability, and some people don't even really realize that they are being programmed to believe a certain aesthetic is considered beautiful. They just thinking that it's just them, but some of it could be them, and then some of it also could be programmed. So I feel like it can be both.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. All right. We are going to move to our final round, which is our debate or die round. And hey, this tagline for this round is pretty much, say it with your full chest, just the truth. This is our last round. This is our sparring round, which is timed for 5 minutes. Tanisha and Aloma will have a chance to interact respectfully and ask each other questions and counter. This is the last round. So if you haven't voted, you will have 5 minutes to do so. I do want to encourage everyone, if you have not subscribed to the Two-Sided Truth, please subscribe to the Two-Sided Truth. It is free. We do debates every Tuesday at 7:00 p.m. I also want to encourage you to sign up to be a debater. If you think you can hold your own and you are fact-based and you believe what you're saying, you believe your thoughts and you can substantiate it with facts, go ahead and sign up to be a debater as well. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, but you can only cast your vote on the twosidedtruth.com. You can only cast your vote on the twosidedtruth.com. This is our last round. So again, you all have 5 minutes. It is 5 minutes of shared time, not to here, to there. You have a 5 minutes. So whoever wants to go first, you got it. Polls
Just
are open.
the talking.
Yep.
Just open talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to ask each other any questions.
Okay.
You got a
So,
question?
Tanisha, do you truly feel that a woman who is obese is beautiful? All
It
shapes
depends.
and sizes. So, I mean, like if a woman, let's just say she has poor eating habits and, she wants to be accepted as she is and doesn't want to work on herself, and she knows she has these poor eating habits, and these eating habits are leading her, creating an unhealthy life for her, but she wants a boyfriend or she wants a husband and she wants to be accepted as she is. And what she's actually also asking that partner coming into her life, she's saying, I want you to accept my lack of discipline. I want you to accept my poor choices. I want you to accept the fact that I might have
And
to buy 2 plane tickets. I
no,
mean,
no. Okay, wait. So you're
I'm saying like
because
it's
I'm like the time is going, but the time is going, but I feel like you're staying too far on like the dramatic of the obese of somebody that's largely overweight, and not once did we collect into a point where a person can be extremely slim. A person could be at like you believe that a woman that's standing at 5'9" and she's 97 pounds and that's scared, that's also unhealthy. You can see a lot of thin women. I was in the military, I was around a whole lot of skinny, what they call skinny fat, the ones you see them and they seem like they're athletic, they seem like they're good, and they couldn't run a mile without feeling like their lungs were about to explode. But then you also had soldiers who were heavier, they barely made the cut because military has their own weight standards, but a person that was heavier was able to run a mile with no problem. But that other person that were people visually, because we talking just visually, you gave me context on that person and poor eating habits and depression, and they got to buy 2 plane tickets and all all of these things. But I'm like, if you just put that person in front of me without any simple, without any type of context, I can find something beautiful about that person. I mean, not even about that person. I can find something beautiful about them. Just a straight up canvas of just them. I can point out something beautiful about that person's aesthetic. So yes, I guess I would still believe that all people, all not all people, because we were talking about women. So all women are beautiful regardless of their size. But you believe a person that seemingly looks healthy is healthy just by looking at them? Do you believe that a person could be the standard size or the societal size, and you believe that they will be healthy just by looking at them?
You made a really good point. There are some unhealthy people who are average or below average in weight. That can also be unhealthy. No, I agree with you. Can I ask something else? Because I know we have like just a little bit of time. Is it okay if I move on?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just open.
I also want to know real quickly, do you think that the body positivity movement was a hindrance or a help to women, to people?
um I believe it was, I feel like it was a help. I wouldn't say too far be a hindrance. I would say it would be a help because you want to encourage people to love themselves, love their body. And if they feel as though their body is too small, you want to encourage them to love their body, to maybe want to feel healthier. Not necessarily the look of what healthy looks like, but to feel healthier. So I would say the body positive, I would say it was help and not a hinder.
I think it was manipulative. And, I only have 15 seconds, but when in between 2010, when that hashtag was created and started booming, also what correlated with that was BBLs and surgeries. So it was a contradiction.
finish your statement alone?
So it was a contradiction because women were saying, "Oh, accept me as I am, love me as I am," but we see also as this hashtag is growing and as this slogan is growing, so are the surgeries. More people were going out and getting enhancements and getting these surgeries. And like I had stated, that was a leap. There more people are dying from getting these surgeries, these BBLs and these enhancements than they are surviving, because that's just how unhappy they were with themselves or trying to fit a narrative or programmed. So I feel like that movement, it created more issues than helped women. I think it created more issues for people in general.
Tanisha, would you like to say a closing thought to that remark?
Um, like I do, I'm finding it, Nope, I got nothing. I got something. It's just I can't fine tune the words, so I don't got it. I don't want to waste any time.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, so
Oh,
very, very much. Let me get back to my notes here. I want to thank you both for participating in this debate on Are All Women Beautiful in All Shapes or Sizes? Both of you guys did a wonderful job. And no matter who wins tonight, I hope both of you guys come back either together and debate again or separately and debate someone else. We always love being able to have you come back. And I do want to say this was our first time. This is our 13th episode. And this was our first time that we had two women debate each other. So I'm really excited and proud about that. So I want to say thank you all for debating and doing it with such class. I do appreciate that. All right. So, of course, there's a winner at the Two-Sided Truth because you all have voted. And I have to say, the winner of this debate is Aloma. Aloma, congratulations. Gr- Great job. Great job. Thank you to both of you ladies so very, very much. Oh, let's see who Arden believes was the winner. Arden agreed with Arden. For those of you all who weren't with us earlier, Arden is our new AI. He fact checks and he also gives a end verdict on who he believes the winner is. And he said Aloma is the winner. So he agreed with the viewers.
okay.
And I believe you guys, after this show is over, he'll have his feedback up here as to why he believes Aloma is the winner of this debate. I would like to again thank Tanisha. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you, Aloma, so very much for being on here and debating this evening. I really hope you all come back. If you believe you can hold your own during a debate and you love presenting facts and you can civilly debate with passion, sign up to be a debater. Go to the twosidedtruth.com, scroll down just a little, click the Become a Debater button. If you like to suggest a topic, go to the twosidedtruth.com and click the Suggest a Topic button to type in your topic. Also, Aloma will have a chance to choose from either a $25 gift card from the Two-Sided Truth or our sponsor, Shy High Apparel. Again, I would like to thank you all for tuning in for this evening's debate. Join us for next week's debate as we talk about who is better for Black people, Republicans or Democrats. Join us for two debaters with opposing views, Roderick Quinn and Danny Miller. If you want to keep the conversations like this going, check out our newsletter. We are talking about this very topic. It's in Lisa likes it hot article category. The flip side is where we bring you two perspectives of two sides of the truth. Check us out at the flip side with lisatracy.com. Don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to us on the twosidedtruth.com. Thank you all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Take care.